The Chicago Bears need to bring in offensive line depth, and there is no doubt about that. And also no doubt that the offensive line is looking a lot better over previous years after they brought in Ryan Bates, Coleman Shelton, Matt Pryor, and a few other guys this offseason. But with how often offensive linemen get hurt in the trenches, which really any offensive lineman, you want as much depth as possible on any sort of roster. And I think Ryan Poles can agree, considering he was an offensive lineman himself. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Like I said, Ryan Poles is a former offensive lineman himself, and he's bringing in a lot of guys right now to Halas Hall to evaluate how much talent as possible they can have on this roster and make sure that this team is in the best position possible to always have the next man up. We lost Nate Davis a lot last season due to personal reasons, which I'm happy everything is okay, but also unfortunate injuries. Not only that, but Tevin Jenkins also did not complete the full season because of health reasons. Same with Braxton Jones, who had a really scary neck injury, which happy he's okay too. So right there, you lost three guys. And then Darnell Wright had to play with one arm against Max Crosby because he was hurt, and we were so low on offensive linemen. So we need to make sure we have depth moving forward. So Poles brought in a massive offensive lineman that could sit behind Braxton Jones or Darnell Wright, since he can play both. Theo Benedet from the University of British Columbia Thunderbirds is a massive offensive lineman standing at 6'7" and covers a lot of space. A very solid bodyguard for Caleb Williams to have as a backup if either of our tackles goes down, or just a good overall special teamer to block punts, potentially block field goals, because you can never have enough of those. Now, before I jump more about Theo, I want everyone to comment where you think the Chicago Bears still need to focus on their offseason from a depth perspective. And I think that we still do need a defensive lineman, but offensive line is a very close second. And if you're excited for the Bears to be back at camp in the next 2 weeks at Halas Hall, make sure to hit that like button to show your support. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It automatically enters you into all of our giveaways, and we got one coming up very soon for you guys. So let's chat about Theo here, who a lot of people didn't have their eye on due to not playing in the NCAA in the United States, because he is from the British Columbia, which, if you didn't know that, that's Canada. But technically an international gem who could be a key depth piece to this offensive line. Standing at 6'7", 305 pounds, a big, slim offensive lineman that Ryan Poles likes to have on the roster. He bench pressed 225 23 times in a row, along with having a 34.5-inch vertical and a 5.14 40 time. So this guy is clearly very athletically gifted overall from a size and agility standpoint, landing him a 9.03 RAS score, which we all know Ryan Poles loves to make sure he brings in players that have a high RAS, and I can see why they brought him in now. In 2023, they don't keep stats like we do here in the United States. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I did the best I could to find as much information about him, but I do know he played in 14 games this past year, started all 14 at right tackle, but also played left tackle earlier in his career. And not only that, he won the award for the best college lineman in Canada for the last 2 years back-to-back. So clearly has a lot of talent from a college level, could be a huge steal just because he was overlooked because he was playing across the border. Now, before I get more into why I think he will make the 2024 roster of the Chicago Bears, today's show is brought to you by Freshly Organic Tequila Seltzer. 99 calories of the summer's best tasting seltzer. It comes in 3 great flavors of lime, blood orange, habanero, and grapefruit guava. Go to the link in the description now and click on that Freshly Finder to find Freshly near you. And if you end up trying it, put your thoughts in the comment section below what you think about it so more people can give it a try. So why I think he'll make this Chicago Bears roster. First of all, I probably pounded the table about it a ton, but he's insanely athletic and could be a great swing tackle. He's fast, he's strong, he's slim, and has really good size. He's also played a different style of football for the last couple of years. Not too much different, because Canada's played a little bit different than the United States, but it doesn't mean that he isn't at the same skill level. Tons of talent and speed in the British Columbia, and I think that he may be able to bring some good energy and a different perspective to this roster. And not only that, he has a nothing to lose mentality. He's going to go out there and play his absolute heart out, and the Bears can see where his weaknesses are, where his true strengths are and build off of that. So overall, just a massive upbringing and good person to bring in. And I obviously think there are going to be some roster cuts so they can get him for a lot cheaper and for the same talent level some of the guys they might cut. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. I think he's a really good talent. Kind of reminds me of Keith Van Horn, who, by the way, is a great human being. And overall, I would love to see him make it. I love an underdog. I love what they have to bring. He brings in an international presence technically because he did play in another country. So technically, that's how the U.S. is going to look at it. But I'm excited about it. I want to hear your guys' thoughts too. But if you haven't already, please hit that like button on this video. Comment your thoughts in the comment section below, or just throw an FGB, whatever you guys want to do, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But with that, as always, I want to hear it loud and proud. Thank you for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, bear down, baby.